Hey guys, welcome to another English commentary done by Diggity. This is actually an ODT match between Hogil and Julyzerg. Hogil on OG and Spark, he's a newer ZerG player. Honestly, I haven't seen a ton of matches with him, but what I've seen thus far, I haven't been that impressed. We'll see how it goes. He's going to be in the MSL. That could be really interesting. Actually, the entire lineup in the MSL looks fantastic this year. Both Nulltrap and I are going to be covering it. Speaking of which, SEChewGG.com was down. It's back up. I'm not sure what Eggy/Gravidian's involvement's going to be at this point, but we'll see. Hopefully he'll come back. Honestly, I don't hold it against him. I know he's having tough times kind of out in general. Other stuff that's going on. Quesadilla, props, yo, Quesadilla. He's throwing a LAN party. Go to basically the StarCraft. If you go to teamliquid.net, go to the Brood War section, and you'll see a topic called SoCal StarCraft Players if you're in California. And basically he's throwing a LAN party. So go check that out. Join up even if you're not in the tournament. Should be a lot of fun. Speaking of which, all those OSL guys, Quesadilla, Ace TV / Tony, Sky101, Grand Korean aka Luke, he's actually a pretty good player. I think he'd do well in the iCup. Maybe he's in the iCup now, I don't know. Arrow Angel, Angel Arrow aka Brian. Oh, that dang sense good. Of course, semi-old guy, Mike. I don't know if I'm missing anyone at this point. Hopefully I'm not missing anyone at that point. If I am, someone will let me know, and I'll give props to him next time. But yeah, semi-old guy hosting it was so much fun. I didn't get to stay for the actual finals. But still, it was a blast. I wish I had stayed because I was going to try that triple commentary with Claz. Didn't end up happening. Had audio problems. Shrug. Special props to Sky101 for pointing out the fact that I'm a noob, which is true. Taught me something new, which I like learning things about Brood War almost every single day. Single Zealot does not block a ramp, by the way, on most maps. I thought it did on certain maps, but didn't realize that was not the case on all maps. Anyway, so I'm going on, I'm like, oh, you can take Zerglings, you can rotate them around and kill Zealots, which I'd actually been doing in a couple, I've played two of the games I played this entire year, they were like ZerG, and I did that, and that guy must think I was an idiot. But it worked, actually, because he didn't pay attention. He lost his Zealot. I had Zerglings in his base. Ended up winning. In the meantime, getting back to the game, wow, Julyzerg going for a very early, going for an extractor, going for a spawning pool, so maybe going for really fast speedlings, going to try to push in, and unfortunately for Hogil, Julyzerg got the spot in his base first, and that could be unfortunate. As you can see, moving that Overlord, going to retrace its steps. It looks like Hogil's already gone for a secondary. He's getting his extract, yeah, he's already got that secondary going. Julyzerg as well. And I think he put down his second hatchery first instead of going for that quick gas. And wow, gas being produced, and gas absolutely vital in ZerG versus ZerG, so that's going to be an interesting tech advantage. He's going to be behind economically a little bit, but I think he's going to have those Mutalisks out faster, and Julyzerg can get those Mutalisks inside Hogil's base right on that gas line. There's not going to be anything Hogil's going to be able to do about it. Maybe he'll get Mutalisks a couple seconds later, but even then I think it'll be enough to take the game for Julyzerg. Not to call it now, because again, a lot of stuff can happen. Going straight to hatchery, not going for Zerglings, not going to go for speedlings, which really I kind of expect on Katrina. This is kind of a hard map to push Zerglings through. Looks like three Zerglings being produced. In the meantime, I think I saw on the mini-map, you can see that little artifact. I think a Sudden Colony going down for Julyzerg in the meantime. Zerglings pushing in now, and really, I think if Hogil's going to take this, he needs to push in now. Sudden Colony, I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Sudden Colony going down, 2 Zerglings being produced in the meantime for Julyzerg. So if Hogil can survive this initial attack, though, if he can either do enough damage here, or if he can survive the initial wave of Mutalisks that Julyzerg will send out, I think he can take this game. But right now it looks like he's pushing up the hatchery, so he's not going to be terribly far behind. He will be ahead economically, again, if he can weather the attack, that initial attack, but we'll see. In the meantime, hatchery being produced, that Overlord just chilling right there. And second hatchery up for Julyzerg, second hatchery also up on both sides, so a few seconds behind on the hatchery, so that can make the economic difference. But in the meantime, that Spire going to be up early for Julyzerg, and that could be the difference. The question is what will the difference in the game be? Slight economics or what? And here comes Hogil with that initial Zergling attack, and as you can see, just waiting, posing them outside, and I don't think that's going to be enough. Spire going up for Julyzerg, wow, I think he got that down a couple seconds early, and I really want to just camp Hogil's base. I hope they show it. No Spire yet. Now there's a Spire going down, so I would say, and looking kind of at the build time on it, looks like it's about a couple seconds behind. It's about 200 hit points in the build behind, and I think that'll be enough time for Julyzerg to get his initial Mutalisks inside Hogil's base, and if he does that, I think he can take this match early. But if he does not do that, if it lags behind, I think Hogil's going to have that economic advantage, and therefore he's going to be able to push into Julyzerg's base. Gas going up there, and I think that might be the difference here. Gas also going up for Julyzerg, and really, ZerG versus ZerG, gas is almost everything. because again, it comes down to Mutalisk, it comes down to that next level tech, especially in just straight up Mutalisk fistfights. And really, I haven't been super impressed with Hogil's Mutalisk micromanagement, seeing him versus GG Play, although that's not really fair because I think GG Play has the best Mutalisk harass in the game. But honestly, Julyzerg in peak form, he's the one who brought Mutalisk to the game, especially in versus Terran. So we'll see how this goes. Really going to be interesting because it's going to come down to essentially a fist fight. This game, ZerG versus ZerG, is just really fun because it's so tight, so close. Hogil bringing up some lings in the meantime, getting prepared for an attack. Julyzerg pushing out of the base because he knows that Spire is almost done because his Spire is finished. Mutalisk being produced right now, being a little slow on that. ZerGling's in position, so it looks like, yeah, Hogil kind of posing. You can see those units kind of gathering up for Julyzerg. Julyzerg just doesn't want to let him flood through to the secondary. If he does that, obviously Hogil can take an advantage. So Hogil has a lot more ZerGlings out than Julyzerg. Actually, it looks like he only has a couple. Managed to take one ZerGling out with this Sun Colony. In the meantime, it looks like Julyzerg just going to engage out, and I think that might be a mistake. He's going to end up losing all his ZerGlings. We'll see. Wow, actually, it looks like it's dead even, but no. Hogil comes out with 4, but I don't think that's going to be enough. And Julyzerg, a huge miscue. I think he went after the Overlord there. Maybe it was on attack move, and I think if he was going to take this, I think what he needed to do is just push up into Hogil's main. I guess, really, he didn't have a spot on the Spire. He didn't know that he was ahead with the Mutalisks, so that's kind of an unrealistic expectation. As you can see, Hogil able to produce more Mutalisks than him at this point as a result of that economic advantage, taking down an Overlord, and that's really that could spell the difference. We'll see, because that's going to slow that supply, and taking down Julyzerg evening up, managed to take down an Overlord as well. I think Hogil went in with more Mutalisks there with that economic advantage. More Mutalisks coming from both sides, but again, I think Hogil has more Mutalisks, and more Mutalisks incoming from here. As you can see, that economic advantage really taking. You can see it right here, and just Mutalisk, and it's so razor thin, these fights. And yeah, Hogil's definitely going to take this fight. Has a Mutalisk there and has them there faster, and that last Mutalisk trying to run away, didn't manage to do so, so 3 Mutalisks left, only 2 for Julyzerg, so Hogil coming on top on that fight. Julyzerg going to retreat, and Hogil also going to retreat, surprisingly. I'm surprised he did that. Overlord's going everywhere on the map, just trying to scramble away from the attacking, and wow, Julyzerg going Scourge, kind of forced to go Scourge because he's behind. We'll see if he can use some Scourge micro to kind of even things up, and those Scourges are going to be huge. If Julyzerg can land those Scourges, looks like he has 4 Scourges out. If he can land those 4, he's going to win. If he doesn't land, he's going to be basically back in this game. If he doesn't land those 4, though, I just don't see it happening, because Hogil again has that slight economic advantage, probably about 200, 300 minerals, and I think that's going to be all the difference here, because that's basically 2 Mutalisks, and that's huge at this point. Sun Colony going down, and I'm not sure how they're doing actually economically, how they've been doing macro-wise, but I think Hogil is decent macro. Julyzerg not known for his impressive macro abilities, only more, and yeah, actually it doesn't look like he's been mining here very well. And Hogil, yeah, he has a couple he has more drones mining here, so Hogil with a definite economic advantage, and that could spell disaster. A lot of Mules coming in for an attack here from Hogil. And here come the Scourges, and yeah, just 2 Scourges out for Hogil as well. Wow, forcing Julyzerg away so he can engage, and all those Scourges just absolutely destroyed. But beautiful micromanagement, Hogil there. Hogil has a ton of forces here. Oof, lands 2 Scourges in Julyzerg's mutas. A huge muta fight here, but Julyzerg just does not have the Mutalisk force. He's just going to try to rely on his, going to try to split forces, and now, yeah, that's going to be GG. As you can see, just so many more mutas for Hogil. Hogil winning out in macro in the ZerG versus ZerG match, taking out the gas line, which is exactly what he needs to do. As soon as he takes out that gas, I think Julyzerg's just absolutely going to be, is basically going to be done. More Scourges coming out. Oh, ouch. And there's GG right there. Whew. Hogil actually doing very well right there, and maybe a preview of an MSL matchup. We'll see. I hope actually Julyzerg gets back into form and we see some awesome MSL play from him. Hogil looking very impressive there. I was very also known as ZerG. Anyway, sc2gg.com back up, so go check it out. Also, Quesadilla's LAN party, go check it out.